Welcome, everybody. I am the new and improved Amy Evans. No, I'm just kidding. Amy is at home with her family. Hopefully they can jump on, but they were at the Danny Johnson conference this weekend with Helena and Aaron, and Vicky was there, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to have Helena jump on and share with us her thoughts and what she learned, and pretty much I'm just going to let her take over and have at it.
Okay, thanks, Rebecca.
Welcome.
All right, first off, I just wanted to let everybody know, if you only read one more book in the rest of your life, this is the book you want to get, Danny Johnson's First Steps to Wealth. Can you see that? Okay. She's just really great at outlining like step-by-step procedures, and they're simple and they're easy to follow. And time and again, there was so many people that got up on stage and proved that her system works. So I want to share with you, she had a lot of information on Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to skip to Sunday because she talked about war on debt. And I think that this is something that everybody could use advice and help with. And actually, I really feel like this should be a course that's taught in high school. Like, it's that valuable. It's something you're going to want to share with your friends and your family. So I'm going to be reading from my notes. So excuse me if I'm looking down. But Danny, these are all just notes that I took from her seminar yesterday. She said to grow money is similar to growing people. If you're faithful with the few people you have, you will be the ruler over many. And the same is true with your money. If you're faithful with the little bit of money that you have, you will grow and get much more. And she showed us how. So that's what I want to go over with you today. Money is simple and easy to make. And after I go through this, you're going to believe that. So how do I get money to grow? There's a system and it's simple. And so we're going to go through that simple system. Processes, no matter what they are, for whatever, for them to work, we need to keep them simple or people won't do it. And we just need to remember we need to follow directions. Don't reinvent the wheel, just follow directions. This was really interesting. Debt doesn't have to do with how much money you make. Debt is how much money you spend. So I'm going to say that again. Debt doesn't have anything to do with the money you make. It has to do with the money that you spend. So to start making your money grow, you need to start living on 70% or less of your income. If you're making 6 figures or more, it has to be less. You need to really live on 50 to 60% of your income. So if you're not making 6 figures, you need to live on 70%. And she walked us through how to do that, and I'm going to share that with you. She said money is like a seed. Seed comes with the ability and the guarantee to multiply. But if you eat all of your seed, you will have nothing. So the same is with your money. It comes with the ability and the guarantee to multiply. But if you eat it all, if you spend it all, you'll have nothing. You always have to set money aside to invest. And you must have a financial vision. That's the number one thing you need to start with, is a vision. Kevin, can you mute yourself?
Oh, sorry about that.
Thanks. So to accumulate wealth, just like anything else, wealth is accumulated little by little. It doesn't happen like overnight, but it compounds, and it does happen little by little. So you need to know exactly where your money goes. So to start out, like print out like your bank statement or whatever your primary source of like a Visa card statement, like whatever it is, like you need to print it out and you need to highlight, every time you go to Starbucks, every time you go through the drive-thru, every time you go to Dunkin' Donuts, like highlight those things and add them up for 1 month. This is where you're going to figure out like where your money's going. And you don't think about it, when you go to the gas station, you run inside, you get a snack, like all those things add up, and you need to keep track of that for 1 month. If you can, just print something out and figure out what happened in the last month of your life. It doesn't matter what your cash machine is, so that's your income, either your salary or however it is that you're making your money, that's your cash machine. You need to set your ego out of the way. You could work at McDonald's or delivering pizzas. That's your cash machine, and you're going to honor that because that's where your money comes from. Remember, debt doesn't have to do with how much money you make. It's how much money you spend. Don't judge your cash machine. You need to honor that. If the money you're spending is not worthy of your seed, then don't spend it, because if you eat all your seeds, you'll have nothing to grow. So you really need to be frugal. So if your addiction is looking through catalogs and, saying, oh, that's cute, look at those shoes, I really, really want that. You need to cancel those catalogs. Don't even let that drug into your house. Just cancel your catalogs. No more Starbucks. That's totally inflated. I see you, Rebecca. That is such a money suck. Just stop it. Dunkin' Donuts, just stop it. Make your own coffee. Honestly, your coffee is better anyway. Cancel your cable TV. That's just ridiculous. People have Netflix and all these different elevated things that they have on their television. You don't need it. If you have time to be doing that, you've got time to do personal development. Just get rid of it. So cancel magazines. All magazines are ads coming into your house trying to get you to buy more, spend more money on their things. So cancel your magazines, cancel catalogs, stop eating out, stop running to the 7-Eleven and the Wawa and the gas station and picking up snacks. Just start cutting out all of that stuff. So, stinginess leads to poverty. Generosity leads to wealth. And so you'll find that once you start the mindset, set your goal on how much you can give, not on how much you can get. When you're in that mindset, it's like the universe is working with you. So let's really set a goal for ourselves. Who can I help? Where am I going to help? And set a goal for that. Not what's in it for me. Excess spending that goes to places that produce nothing, we call that fat. So that's your food budget. If you could open up your freezer and your pantry and your refrigerator, there's probably enough food in there for 4 or 5 weeks, if not more. Yet we go to the grocery store at least once a week and get more food and then wind up throwing things away because they've expired. So we've got to be really, really frugal and use what we've got. Set your thermostat, at a different temperature so that you're saving money. Put on a little fan or something if you need to. If it's too hot, put a sweater on if it's too cold. You're really going to save, and that's going to compound, and it's going to add up. So your cell phone bill, I know for my family, I need to contact AT&T because it's out of control. So instead of just settling for it and paying it, I'm going to demand that something, be done about it. And the same with my cable TV. The bill doesn't need to be what it is. We don't use television that much, that we should be paying that much. So really be frugal with your spending. A vision without a plan is procrastination. So this is number one. You need to have a vision. So write that down. You need a vision. Number two, set a date. You need to know, give yourself a date. I'm going to do this by this date. Number three, have a plan. You need a plan of how you're going to get there. Number four, post that plan someplace visible where you're going to see it every day. And number five, you need an accountability partner. It could be a spouse, it could be a friend, it could be somebody in this group. We can hold each other all accountable if that's what's going to work. But you need to have an accountability partner, else you know how life is. It's just not going to get done. So just go over that again. You need a vision, set a date, have a plan, post the plan, and have an accountability partner. So I'm going to go through different steps that she showed us for how you're going to get more money without making more money. I'm going to show you. A lot of people have credit card debt. So this was an example that she showed. Let's just say she did it like with 5 credit cards, but I'm going to do it with 3. Let's say your first credit card is $1,000. Okay. Your second credit, it could be like a Visa. Your second credit card, $2,500. Say like that's your Discover. And then let's say you've got, a $3,000 MasterCard, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna outline all of that fat, all of those things that you're spending that you don't need to spend, and they really add up, especially like if you're eating out every day, like for lunch, or grabbing a muffin on the way, an English muffin or something, Egg McMuffin on the way to work in the morning. That really compounds and adds up. So if you're doing that consistently throughout the month, grabbing a Starbucks, grabbing a Dunkin' Donuts, grabbing those junk magazines in the checkout line, you know where you're spending that money and that it needs to stop. So if you cut that out for 1 month, if you're thinking like, I could stop this, I could stop this, I could stop this, you potentially could get an easy $500 a month. Okay, so we're going to put up here 500. So with that $500, you're going to save that for 2 months. So it's going to take 2 months, and you're going to put that for your $1,000 credit card, and you're going to pay that one off. You're going to cut it up. You're never going to use it again. And then with the next, and then you're going to just keep saving. So that was 2 months. And then the money that you were spending with like the minimum payment, let's just say the minimum payment was $50. So now you've got $550 a month that you're not spending. And you save that, I'm going to say it's going to probably take 3 months. You're going to have a little extra. So 3 months now, and you're going to pay off this credit card. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's just say that in the meantime, now you're, for your $3,000 credit card, let's just say that monthly is, I don't know, let's just say $100. I don't do credit cards, so I don't know how this works. So you have the $100 plus the $500, so you have $600. So it's going to take you like 5 months now to pay off the $3,000. Okay, so in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, in 10 months, in less than a year, you've paid off these credit cards, okay? And now you've got all that extra cash, that fat money, plus those monthly credit card payments that you're not paying anymore. And then you're going to invest, and you're going to have your money start to grow for you, and you're not going to spend it on frugal things. The next thing, actually, pay off your credit cards, and then you're going to start to pay off your mortgage, and you're going to get that done, and you're going to make extra principal payments, and you're going to get your mortgage paid off years and years in advance, because you're making all those extra payments on the monthly principal. Does that make sense? Can you guys? Okay. So you potentially could save hundreds of thousands of dollars in as little as not even 5 years. It's just mind-blowing how your money compounds and how like the interest game really, really gets us, the consumers. So if we can get ourselves out of that, we would be like have financial freedom, because we're not owing anybody anything. And then when it's time for a car, you save up for a car and you pay cash for a car, and it doesn't need to be a brand new car. It needs to be a reliable car. You need to throw your ego out the window, and you live today like nobody else so that you can live tomorrow like nobody else. And it really, really is possible. And we can really, really do this by following these simple steps. I think that's all that I was going to go over with today. Does anybody have questions for me? This is just a very simple plan that we all can do. My husband and I are 100% on, like, I'm ready to cut the fat and pay off the mortgage. Like, I really, really, that's a huge goal for me. So that's my goal. We haven't had a chance to sit since we got home yesterday, sit down together and cut the fat. But I knew, like, today, people in the office were heading out to Starbucks and asked me if I wanted anything. I was like, no, thanks, I'm good. So it's possible. And, you know, it's going to be hard because everybody else is doing it, but I'm throwing my ego out the window because I know in my heart this is the right thing to do. And it feels so good knowing that we're going to be able to do this. There's a lot more. Maybe next week, Amy and Vicki and Aaron might want to talk, and Paul talk about day one, because that was really, really great too. And I think it's wonderful information to share with everybody, because it's all simple stuff and we all can use it and we all can do it, and it's just going to help us. So again, if you only read one more book for the rest of your life, this is the book that you want to read. Does anybody have any questions? No, we good? Is everybody on board? Does this sound like something that you want to do? Yeah. I'm excited.
I got the war on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Erin, do you have anything else to add?
I think you did a really good job of explaining the war on debt. I got the program that goes along with it. And yeah, what Helena said a lot with the 70, 10, 10, and 10. So 70% of your income is what you should be living on. Of course, if you make more, you should be even living on less. 10% to savings, 10% to paying off debt, and then 10% to your wealth and to invest. The other thing they talked about a lot was, if you're in a business, your business is people. And keep something that they went over a lot of is the different personality types. There are 4 main personality types. You've probably heard us talk about them before: sapphire, pearl, emerald, and ruby. And the more you know about people, the more your business will increase, because the more the 4 steps of any business, you have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to have conversations with them. You have to be able to build relationships with them. Without people, your business is going to fail, and everybody's motivated by something different. Everybody is driven by different things. So for instance, I am definitely an emerald. I like facts. I like figures. The war on debt makes sense to me. This is a well-laid plan. It has been proven over and over and over again to work. But there, you know, for somebody like me, that's what's going to motivate me. I like to see the facts. I like to see the figures. But for my dear friend Rebecca, who is more of a sapphire ruby, I would definitely say sapphire ruby, she is motivated by fun. She wants to hear it's going to be a great time, that we're going to make all this money together. It's going to be amazing. The ruby in her probably wants to hear a little bit of competitiveness. They want to hear, oh, well, I'm going to get there first, and I'm going to do it better than you, and I'm going, you know, you have to make it a challenge almost, like who's going to make, you know, who's going to lose more money. And then we have our bleeding hearts like the lovely Helena. She is a pearl. She is motivated by service. She is motivated by giving. She is motivated by helping others, by mercy, by service. So you have to find the way to motivate her. It's not that they don't like winning. Pearls really do like winning just as much as everyone else, but they want to win for a cause. They want to win for someone else, not for themselves. So a big part of business to make more money is not to spend more money, like Helena said, but to pay off debt and to be financially free, is you have to understand people. And a big part of that is understanding how to motivate people and how to get the different personalities on board. And she did something really, like, I thought it was really powerful. She split the room up into 4 different lessons, and she talked a lot about it. And so that really kind of stuck with me. So I don't know, Helena, did you have anything to add about people?
No, I think you covered that well. I think I would like, though, I don't have her program about the gems, but I don't know if you do or if Amy does, about how to talk to the different gem types. I think that would be very beneficial to dive into that.
I know we do. We had the questionnaire somewhere. It might still be in the Dropbox. So we'll definitely find that and pull that up if we get any more information. Because I know I started it the very first week. Amy sent it to me and she said, do this, find this, like, you know, this is awesome. And definitely Sapphire. So I got about halfway through, because it is a lot of questions, I will warn you. And I went, this isn't fun anymore. And I haven't finished it ever. And that was about 2.5 years ago.
You're such a Sapphire.
I know. I want to, because other people have done it. So I really want to, because it was like a little challenge. Like, so many people have done this. I should have finished it. So I probably will do it now, just to say that I did it. But yeah, totally. Like, just finish it, because it really does play a huge factor into who you're talking to, your push partners, your success partners, being an awesome, you know, being a good leader, being a good coach, being just a good person. If you're struggling in relationships, that can, like, you know, totally help, because, you know, my husband and I are 2 totally different personalities. So knowing his gem, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're an emerald, because he won't understand. But for me, I can react better to him. I can focus more on the things that he gets. Like, he's definitely into the figures. So if I come to him and say, babe, let's do this, knowing that he likes that, then I think that would, you know, instead of just like, oh, babe, let's save money, he's gonna be like, you just like to spend it. But yeah, we'll definitely find it. Sorry, I went off on a rant.
Okay.
I kind of want to give you guys like an action to do, like something that you need to go and do.
Erin, how about, you know, for War on Debt, you know, action for this week can be getting that list of your fat expenses.
Yeah, I was going to say that. And then 3 things to work on. What are some areas you can cut back on? And something we talked a little bit about last night was you really can't, it's very hard for a lot of people to go all in at once. Some people, yes, they can go home and be like, honey, we're getting rid of the cable and no more cell phones and no more Starbucks and no more eating out. For other people, that's not realistic to do all at once. So finding the fat and then finding maybe 3 things that you're willing to cut out to look at immediately. The reason I had the video off before is I was doing what Helena just said. I made my list of cards. I was writing the balance and the minimum payment. That's what I just did. So I'm ready now. My next step, I have to find the fat. So I guess, yeah, that's a really good next action step. And then creating a clear vision. What does financial independence mean for you? Because for everybody, it's going to look a little different. Okay, so having that clear vision in your head of what it will look like if we're all gone. What would change? What would it look like for you? Okay. How does that sound, Helene?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. I like that.
So we're finding the fat in our budgets and 3 things we can work on cutting out, and then creating a clear vision of what it will look like in our lives when we are done. Okay. Rebecca, did you have any announcements? Challenge packs for me.
Oh yeah. I saw those.
It's the Insanity Max 30, Insanity Max 30 Kickstart. Is it size and size Kickstart?
I believe that is exactly what it is. Let me just double check real quick.
I think Amy posted it. Insanely Driven.
She did.
I think she did because she said, "Don't post it on your walls."
Yes, you can't not post it to your wall. Like this is for your information only. Insanity Max 30 challenge pack. Insanity Max 30 Kickstart, that's the 3-day refresh and the challenge pack. Size challenge pack, size Kickstart, and I believe club membership is always 140, correct? The club challenge pack, right?
Right.
Yeah, it probably doesn't include the meal fix portion anymore, though.
No.
That was a special last month.
Yeah, but that's always an option, so keep that. And 3-day refresh, is that still 140?
I believe so.
Okay, so there's always options. We have different levels for your people. So yeah. I think that was it as far as announcements. I mean, we'll definitely have more next week with the when we get the April reports come out. So next week will be a huge announcement, shout out call.
Sounds
for
good.
April.
Yes, for April, yeah.
Erin, why don't you go ahead and post those action steps in the link for the call so people can be thinking about that?
Yep, as soon as we get that, I'll send a message to Amy and Paul and have them get that posted up, and we'll get that going for you guys.
Awesome.
So I can't wait to do it.
I'm psyched. I'm really pumped.
I already bought the book. The steps to Wealth book.
What book did you get?
I Amazoned it while we were chatting. I was like, I need this. So.
You got War and Debt?
No, the one Helena, the blue one.
Oh.
The steps. Yeah. First Steps to Wealth, that one. I was looking up the War on Debt too.
Rebecca, do you have Amazon Prime?
Yes.
So is that a fat expense for you?
No, actually, I get that for free.
I'm just wondering though, is it so easy just to order something and have it delivered?
It is.
Yeah, that might be addicting.
I tend to only buy the things that we need, and then I check the Prime price versus the regular cost.
Okay.
So, Prime includes the shipping, which makes it free. Whereas if you buy it from a seller, they charge shipping.
Okay.
So you end up with about the same price. But that's,
Excuses Excuses are well-planned lies, my dear.
I mean, I really don't. I don't use it that often, but I do love my Nook book. So that's business. It's putting.
Okay.
Right? If you're buying Danny, I mean, that's not a fat expense.
Oh, you have to invest in yourself. You do. You really
You
have
do.
to invest in yourself.
Because it's personal development. It's financial freedom. So
Yeah.
and a business expense. So
Yeah.
as long as it's Danny, you can keep the fat.
Okay.
All right, we are going to be kicked off in 5 minutes. Is Judy? Did you have any questions?
We already do Dave Ramsey. So we've been paying off our bills. We only have we have about less than 3 years left.
Awesome.
After being married 39 years and had lots of debt, because when we were much younger, it was like, oh, we need that fish tank. And we didn't need that fish tank, but we couldn't make ourselves believe that we didn't need those things. And now we're at a point in our life where it's like, we don't need those things. We're close to retirement. We want to retire and we want to be able to live good. And we have a little boy we have to take care of. So we need the financial freedom to be able to take care of him at whatever state we move into for special needs.
Mm-hmm.
And so, my husband, we do Good Budget on our phones. So if we go buy gas, I put it in immediately so we know how much gas we've spent. I have my $100 I get every 2 weeks, and when that's gone, I don't spend it anymore. And I try not to spend that, but granddaughters need clothes for prom, and so, but it's in there. I don't use credit cards. We don't use credit cards anymore unless we have plumbing issues and our heating and air conditioning doesn't work. So there are things, but yes, we do Dave Ramsey and Good Budget.
Awesome. He's definitely a good one. I know Amy and Paul did him too. So
Yeah, Helena's husband did him. I think read his.
Yeah. We're still building that emergency fund.
Well,
that was a hard one to build.
We build it, and then our children need it.
Yeah.
Or the air conditioning doesn't work, or
I understand.
But that's what the emergency fund's for. And so, yes, we do have that. And with his work, he puts in all these envelopes. So we have envelopes outside of our paycheck. And so it's there for like the water bill or the sewer bill when it comes once a year. But we never did that. And Rebecca and Aaron, you're not even married yet, but Rebecca, you're young. Do it now. It's better to do it now than wait till you're near retirement to figure out you don't have any money. Yeah.
Definitely. That's something we've always tried to stress and work on, at least.
One exercise Danny had us do was write down how much household income your family has brought in for the last 5 years. So figure that out and write that number down. And then she had us write down how much money do you have right now? Like, what do you have saved? And then the third number was how much debt do you have? And that was like a huge eye-opener, knowing that we made this much money and this is what we have saved. That was
my gut.
Yeah.
I'm like, seriously, somebody needed to tell us this in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like it's common sense, but
Yeah, they don't talk about it.
no. That our society has us brainwashed.
They have a Dave Ramsey for kids, and we did it when our kids were still in high school, but it didn't mean anything. They don't do it. We taught them.
I just I don't even have kids yet, and I bought the book, Dane Johnson, Grooming the Next Generation Success.
Good.
You have to start them young.
You gotta do it. All right, guys, I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you, Helena, for sharing with us.
Appreciate
it. And I can't wait to see everybody's actions and post it. And that'll be fun. I'm going to probably bug Erin again and tell her to send me stuff so that I can do it. But you guys have a good night, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Okay.